Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the Tuesday night NBA preseason slate. We have 3 games tonight. Wasn't able to get a video out for yesterday's, just made that football video, but yesterday's preseason did go well. We had the Pelicans coach, Dan Van Gundy, come out and say that his starters were going to play 30 minutes, so jammed in 3 of them, with them being Ingram, Zion, and Hart, and then had the cap to get to Giannis, played Tyler Hero. So it ended up being a good day. So looking to keep it rolling on this one. Only 3 games, but the Sixers and Celtics are squaring off. I think both teams only have 2 preseason games, so we should see pretty solid minutes for the starters in that game. The Houston Rockets are getting back Harden. They're getting back PJ Tucker. So that their lineup is looking a lot deeper tonight. So we'll see how the minutes shake out in Houston. The Spurs, Greg Popovich. Never know what his plans are, but we have some cheap players like Aldridge is only 6,100, so you could go to Aldridge if you want on the Spurs side. Then we have the Kings. Seems like they played a million preseason games already. They're facing off against the Warriors, playing their second game. It's the third preseason game for the Kings. They might be getting back Whiteside tonight, but they probably will be getting back Marvin Bagley. So there's just some more guys in the front court for them to fill out some rotations. So that's kind of it for the injuries. Let's look at some builds here. I'll look at my core pieces. As always, forgot to mention this. Appreciate if you guys hit the like button on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. At the end of the video, we'll look at prize picks, and I'll give you guys some suggestions that I like over there. But for now, let's enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy the video. So, point guard, tonight you have Harden at 8,500. We all know the rumors are swirling. He wants to get out of Houston. He's not happy with John Wall being brought in there. We'll see. He's gonna suit up and play, but I'm not sure like what his mental state is with the team. Like if he's gonna be super aggressive out there. I think he's still a good play. He's still like a tremendous point per minute guy, a monster. But playing next to another high dominant guard and John Wall, and Wall is probably not gonna give the ball up just like Westbrook. So they're both similar in that aspect. But I think I'd rather go to like Simmons tonight, just at $7,700. Point guard is loaded once again. I think Simmons looked great tonight against Boston. Uh, Doc Rivers has said that his starters are going to play pretty good minutes tonight, especially in the first half. So I'm probably expecting mid 20s minutes at least for the starters. Maybe like get to high 20s. But for Simmons, missed a lot at the end of last season with a knee injury. So he looks completely healthy. They should want to try to get him going again, especially with them only having 2 games this preseason. So I think of these 3 games, I like the first game to stack because both teams are only having both teams have limited preseason. So I think their starters are going to play a lot. But Simmons, 7,700, he looks like one of my favorite guys at point guard. Then it would be De'Aaron Fox, and the third guy would be Steph Curry. All in that 7K range, all look really good as long as they get the minutes, which is always tricky in preseason. If you wanted to go a bit cheaper in the 6K range, you have DeJounte Murray, who looks fine. They're going to be missing Derek White. He's going to miss some of the regular season too, so Murray's going to be the guy at point guard. You have rookies coming out of nowhere so far in the first 2 games. Halliburton has played 30 minutes last game, but I'm not gonna feel confident chasing that because if Bagley's back, that's just another high usage guy, and the Kings still could just play their starters heavily. But I think he's a viable pivot or viable play in the 5K range, but he's not a guy that I'm gonna jam in. Kemba Walker is gonna miss some time. He's gonna miss the start of the season, so they brought in Jeff Teague. Chance he starts tonight, but playing next to Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum. He's not a tremendous usage guy, so 4,900, he could be an okay guy. He could play my shooting guard, so that would be nice, but his I don't expect him to have like a 20+% usage rate. And then some cheap guys you can consider Shake Milton as a backup guy, probably the 6th man for the Sixers this season. A guy that I do like on the Celtics now that even instead of going Jeff Teague, I think you could look at Payton Pritchard, $4,400. The rookie, they got him out of Oregon. He's pretty seasoned in college. I think he's like 23 years old right now, so he's gotten good college experience. He's not like 18, 19 years old. He's 23 years old. He should be able to handle good minutes for them, especially with Kemba being out. And even though he's probably not going to start, he could see good minutes off the bench. Brad Wanamaker is no longer on the team, so their point guard depth is pretty thin, and he could even maybe play a little shooting guard if they play him next to Marcus Smart. So I think he looks pretty good at 4,400. There's not a ton of cheap value plays right now, so I'd rather go to take a shot on a guy that's probably going to get good minutes for the Celtics tonight. You can look to the Sixers rookie as well, Tyrese Maxey, but he's just like so much further down in the depth chart on the Sixers than Pritchard is on the Celtics. And you could look at Carson Edwards, but it seems like Pritchard might have like leapfrogged him already. So that's kind of the point guard breakdown. Shooting guard, you have Harden, you have Jaylen Brown, you have Buddy Hield. Out of those three, it was definitely Harden as a pay-up guy, and then Brown probably. I like Hield, but 67, I think I might rather just get up to like De'Aaron Fox. I was going to play one of the two. He's only $400 more. You could look towards maybe Marcus Smart. He's going to handle the ball a lot more with no Kemba Walker starting and him out for at least a few weeks. This position isn't super deep today, so I think you probably look to like Seth Curry, 4,900. Sixers lineup looks pretty solid. They have the shooters, they have the size shooters, they have and pretty good depth right now for the team. So you could look to Curry at 4,900. He should have one of his better seasons this year, coming off of his best season last year. Jeff Teague, 49, looks fine as well. So position isn't super deep. I look to like maybe one of the guys in the $4,900 range. Or I'll go to Marcus Smart. Small forward, you have Tatum, 8,300. He is the most expensive guy. I think he looks great tonight. You have then DeRozan. I'm not thrilled about him. I'd rather go up to Tatum. Or go down to like Tobias at 7K. Position is pretty nice. This position is pretty nice tonight. You have Kelly Oubre, 5,900, starting shooting guard, going to play a big role for the team now that Klay Thompson is out for the season again, unfortunately. Scrolling down a bit further, you have Daniel House. Not interested in really anymore now that Harden is back and Tucker's back. That they have just a lot of guys now that, even though Christian Wood is out, they just have so many guys that, besides Wall and Harden, I don't see anybody else, really having the opportunity to break a slate, at least in preseason. So at this position, I go to Jason Tatum. Power forward, you have Aldridge. I think looks fine at 61. He just gives you a lot of upside at that price point. Kelly Oubre, power forward eligible, so definitely looks playable tonight at $5,900 for him. I think, coming off of his great season with the Suns last year, he's gonna have to continue that. Play next to Steph Curry is their second best option to score the basketball, so he looks good tonight. 5,900 against Sacramento. If Bagley's in, he looks fine as well at 57. They need to get him going. They need to get him minutes. Because it's just at a point where if he has another bad season, it's just going to be labeled a bust, and he's probably going to be out of the season. Going to be out of the NBA soon if he can't get it together. So Bagley, 5,700. I think he looks fine if he's in. And then I'm probably not going with anybody. I'm not thrilled about going anybody else. At center, give me Joel Embiid, $7,900. Seems to be the best play at center tonight with Whiteside questionable. Wood is out. Cousins is getting Harden back, so just another guy that's going to take a lot of usage. But he still could look to Cousins at 62 and play him at center, or play my util with Embiid. And then speaking of utility, I think RICHAUN Holmes, $4,800. Looks to be one of the better Kings plays tonight. Him and Fox I really like. $4,800 for Holmes, starting center. Whiteside's back. He might take some minutes away from him, but even if Whiteside's out, if Whiteside's out, that'll just help him a lot. But it seems like he'll still has the starting nod ahead of Whiteside. Either way, they're probably going to split some of the center minutes, but Holmes, 4,800, much cheaper than Whiteside, and he was coming off of a pretty good season. He played really well for the Kings last year. He missed some time at the end of the season with an injury, but seems to be back and healthy, and I think a starting front court of him and Marvin Bagley is going to be probably what they start their season with this year. So $4,800 Holmes could get you a double-double in limited minutes. So seems like a pretty good value play tonight. And that's pretty much it for the pieces tonight. I'm focusing on the Celtics, Sixers. At least get a couple pieces from both teams. I like the last game the second most, and then the Houston Spurs are my least favorite game of the night. But that's it for the video. That's it for the DraftKings side. Let's go over to Fanduel. On Fanduel, completely different story as always, with them being able to play all the top guys. So point guard, you have Curry and Fox as the two best plays. Well, the two most expensive plays. You have Ben Simmons at $1,000, so people might just plug in the top two and forget about Simmons. So for that reason, Give me Simmons. I think he can outscore Fox, maybe an outscore Curry. So I'd only want. I mean, not that the price matters, but with him being only a K compared to 5K, I think he looks really good. And then I'd probably go with like Fox and Simmons tonight. Shooting guard, just probably play Harden, even though probably it's a completely different story on Draftkings, but you play all the top guys on Fanduel, so Harden is the best guy by far at shooting guard in terms of upside. And then you're probably gonna just pick and choose a guy that somebody else I think will kind of play well tonight. You could play DeRozan, you could play Smart, you could play Buddy Hield. Small forward, you have Tobias, Jaylen Brown. Probably Brown looks the best at 4K. You have Wiggins also in play. Kelly Oubre at $1,000 also in play too. Power forward, Tatum. Obviously, it's going to be a guy that you plug in at this position. Holmes looks good as well. So those are the two. And then center. I mean, if you're not playing Embiid, I don't know what to tell you. $6,000 for Embiid against Boston. These 6 guys are going to be pretty popular, but on FanDuel, doesn't really matter. So that's it for this video for the Draftkings and FanDuel. We'll look at prize picks today. So if you want to play on prize picks, you can use a promo code process and they'll give you a deposit match up to up to $100. So tonight, these are the 8 selections that you have to choose from. I will go with the over on Ben Simmons, the over on Tatum, the over on Embiid. I think the Sixers-Celtics game, everybody's going to go over. That's on this projection, so over for all the top 4 guys. Probably take the under on John Wall, now that Harden is back, and maybe they limit some of Wall's minutes because he played pretty good minutes the first 2 games. Probably go under on DeRozan, over on Aldridge, given the matchup, and probably go with the over on Fox at 30. It's pretty high, but I think Fox is going to play pretty good minutes tonight. So over, under, over. Those are my selections for prize picks. Hopefully they do well. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And best of luck tonight.